Okay.
So, AJ, have you been to the gym yet?
Have I been to the gym yet? I
Since they
almost
opened.
did. I almost did.
You haven't gone.
No, not yet. I came close. I must admit I chickened out. I went over there and I'm like I was in the parking lot and I had my mask and everything and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait, let them get a good rhythm for a couple of days here and then get started. So I put it off till Monday.
I went Wednesday afternoon. I had forgotten, then I saw that Planet Fitness actually posted they were open. And I'm like, I was at work. I'm like, screw it, I'm going. I want to
Yeah.
see what it's like. When
Yeah.
you get there, it's different. I mean, they're ready for whatever. It's the glass is up in front of them. There's more workers. They're wearing masks. The people that work there. And I
Yeah.
looked around and I was like, what's the rules? What are they like? You have to wear a mask when you walk in. You
Right.
have to wear a mask when you're in the locker room,
Yeah.
but you don't have to wear a mask when you work out.
Huh.
We suggest that you can,
Yeah.
but you don't have to. So I was like, well, I usually try to do what people ask me to do. So I tried to work out with the mask on. It lasted like 4 minutes. I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
Mask was on, and barely anybody had the mask on. The good news is they've got everything apart. Every other machine or piece of equipment is roped off. So
Okay.
it's all spaced out. So it flowed well. I think people are like you, they're afraid to go. So I'm telling you, if you wanted to go, I don't mean
Yeah.
afraid, but you know what I mean? If you wanted to go and not wait in line for stuff, this is
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah. Now they're doing like circuit training where like you lose one piece of equipment, can you do like 3 or 4 sets on one piece of equipment?
I guess it would depend how many people are there.
Yeah.
As long as I think the problem would be they're very big now. Not that they weren't before, but the big thing is how much you're cleaning your equipment
Yeah.
and everything you're using. So if you're circuit training and you're going bouncing around, you'd have to stop and clean off what you use, even though you're going back to it
Right.
to clean it off.
So
So
you could, well, I know you clean off the benches themselves, but you're like cleaning off like handles and stuff like everything you touched.
they are suggesting you do that, but at
Gotcha.
the same time, there's a worker there, an employee walking around constantly spraying things.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Like constantly. Like I picked up dumbbells and on the bottom side they were wet. And I'm like,
Oh,
why are they wet? But it's
yeah.
just because they're spraying underneath so much.
Right.
It's weird to watch people there. Now I'm happy that the gym's open. Planet Fitness, it's gotta be tough on them.
Yeah.
Anybody, because the simple fact that they are a judgment-free zone and
Right.
kinda have to judge.
Right.
How do you not judge? You're
Right.
worried if someone has COVID. You're worried
Right.
about other people's safety, but you can't say anything, but you also want to say something. So the gym we both go to, that I think it's going to be the weirdest for them. Some of these gyms, they don't care. They're just like, put your mask on, shut up. But some gyms I hear are making you wear masks. I think at the end of the day, when I've been running because I haven't been able to go to the gym. I don't know what you've
Yeah.
been doing. I've been running a lot.
I've had
I
some
see
weights at the house. That's
running
about
with
it.
masks on, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're insane.
Yeah. Didn't somebody pass out running with a mask?
I'm sure many
I know.
people did.
I know somebody passed out driving with a mask on, which is not the best place to be passing out when behind the wheel and going down the road.
Yeah,
The guy wrecked.
in Atlanta ended real wrong. Anyway, don't pass out in your car. Anyway, the craziness about that. First of all, why are you wearing a mask alone in your car? The problem with
Right.
all the mask stuff, I think, is that no one ever. There should have been some kind of like McGruff the Crime Dog video put out for
Right.
all of us. This is a
Yeah.
mask. This
Yeah.
is when you wear it. This is
Yep.
when you don't. Because people are just lost their mind. It's become this fight thing.
I noticed this one thing that people do when they're behind the wheel and they have a mask is they have it only draped around one ear. And so it's just kind of flapping the breeze. But I'm like, isn't like the part in the front that like where all the germs like collected? Now it's just kind of smashing against your face and your shoulder and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I had somebody behind me the other day. They were wearing sunglasses and they had one of those big expensive masks, like the N95 masks.
Oh
And
yeah,
those have,
with the Bane stuff on it. It's all,
yeah, and it looked like, you ever see the sand people in Star Wars?
oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm being chased by the sand people. It was these two people in the front, and I'm like, it was kind of unnerving me. I'm like, I can't see your eyes, I can't see your face. It kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah. It's crazy that what some people have been waiting for this moment. Maybe
Yeah,
they didn't realize it, but they were ready to be mask people. There are
right,
some people who have embraced this, who have mask fashion or mask sense.
right,
I'm using whatever I've bought at a place when I see it in line. I had to wear it for work. I wear it when you tell me to wear it.
Right.
That's it. I don't choose to wear it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go argue, and I'm not gonna go fight. My friend Brandon, that used to do the podcast with me that you've met,
Yeah.
that guy. He goes everywhere and walks in without a mask. He's not wearing a mask one time. He
Really.
argues with
It's a
everyone.
daredevil.
Well, no, because he's a guy that's really on top of that kind of stuff. But he loves the argument, because if you try to tell him that he can't, he'll tell you he has a medical condition. And if you try to ask him what the medical condition is, he'll tell you that's against the law, and you're not allowed to ask that. He has every answer for everything. And I guess the one he wants to use, I guess you could use, but he hasn't done it yet, is to say, you know, you can't wear a mask and carry a firearm at the same time, and that's illegal.
Right.
So for them to go, oh shit, you have a firearm?
Yeah.
So he's kind of saying it without saying it.
Yeah. I mean, well, one good thing about the masks is that you don't have to brush your teeth so often. So.
Oh God, AJ, all I've been talking about I've been saying this for nonstop. If you are a man or a woman that have a terrible mouth, smile, if you're a woman with a mustache, if you have a cleft palate, this is your time to shine.
Right. Everybody looks good with a mask on.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, and I'm already working on it as a bit. But like, forget about tit pics. Send me a chin pic. I haven't seen a chin in the longest time. Just take it down slow, girl. Show me a chin.
You know what's funny is, have you sneezed with a mask on yet?
Yeah, and like about 7 times today.
It's a ride, isn't it? It's just like being a frog, it just like blows up like a balloon.
Have you still? I still cover. Without thinking, I'm still covering my mouth when I sneeze in my nose.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm like, what are you doing? I've done that. I've burped with a mask on. That's super gross.
Yeah, because it stays in there with you.
I had Moe's
Right.
2 months ago, and then burrito burp.
Yep.
Right in the mask.
Have you had to use a men's room with a mask on yet?
Yeah.
That's not fun. that's not fun because everything that emanated out of you collects in the mask.
Yeah.
It becomes a pouch of death.
It's like the worst kangaroo. It really is.
I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst. Oh my God.
And I've talked about this on the podcast before too, but like I never realized I was doing this. I guess it was just subconsciously. Every time I go to a urinal, I spit into a urinal. And I only know that now because with the mask on twice, I've spit into a mask.
You spit into the mask, right? It's like, why?
I never knew I was spitting into the urinal, but I guess I do that.
Well, it's for luck, It's a sign,
I throw a penny in, I spit, I win.
Exactly right. Some people spit, some folks throw money in. Yep, exactly. Light a match.
These people I also saw somebody in their car. A lot of them wearing it, but wearing it is dumb in your car. If you're by yourself, you're not.
You don't need it. Yeah. I mean, your car doesn't have COVID. Yeah.
Right, and if you're in there with someone else, I mean, are you picking up strangers? You've probably been around that person. So right. I don't even know why you're wearing it. But then even dumber, like you said, one ear. First of all, is it like the 80s with earrings? Like, oh, you're wearing the left one, you're gay. Like, no, I don't know which ear to wear it on.
Yeah, it just looked like something happened and like it fell off their face and they have no idea. It's still hanging on for dear life.
Or they wear it. I've seen people take it off outside. They leave a store and they walk to their car and they hang it on their ear. Like that's where they leave it now.
The worst thing I seen was in a Taco Bell parking lot. This guy he took it off his face, was using it as a napkin. He had chalupa sauce on his chin, and he took the freaking mask, he dabbed it, and then just kind of draped it from his rearview mirror.
That guy's not worried about COVID. That guy's got other problems.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, well, the fact he also ate like 4 chalupas is pretty bad.
Yeah,
I mean, I do one.
It's the way people are trying to be cautious and then also living the worst life they've always lived is so weird. Like I was at the gym, like I said yesterday, first day, there was a guy there. He had a mask on, but he was wearing boxer shorts. Which means he forgot his pants. Right. Or he decided to wear. He was so worried he got the mask on, but he's not worried about his penis sticking out in the gym. I mean, this is boxers with a flap. Thank God nothing came out. But it was like, dude, you're worrying about one thing, but not the. If you're that afraid, don't go outside.
Exactly.
You're forgetting pants.
Yeah. There was a guy shortly before the whole shutdown happened. I'm looking at him and I'm like, there's something odd about him, and I noticed he was wearing pajamas. He was wearing pajama bottoms. No, not pajama bottoms. He was wearing what do you call it?
Like long johns?
Long johns. I'm like, those are long johns. I'm like, you're wearing long johns as gym pants. And he's just kind of wandering around. He looked kind of like an ice cream cone. He had like thin legs and the rest of him like, And I'm like, well, I guess that's a look. I don't know.
Yeah. First of all, and those aren't like cooling. That's to keep you warm.
Exactly. Yeah, I was sweating just watching them. Not in a
Yeah,
weird way.
that would be the crotch area. That's awful.
And needless to say, I got away from it really quick. So I'm just like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about the gyms we go to. Planet Fitness is all mirrors. I couldn't get away from this guy's boxers if I tried. Everywhere I looked, it's just mirrors.
All you got to do is just close your eyes, go to a happy place.
Speaking of happy place, yesterday was, and believe me, I know the day and age we're in, and I'm not supposed to ever objectify women, but I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It was nice to see attractive women in yoga pants again.
Oh,
I haven't seen it in a while, and it was a beautiful thing. I wasn't ogling, I wasn't creepy, but it was just a nice. You know what? America's back. It was very nice. Yeah, it was very pretty. I mean, there was one lady there. She's just built like every rap video you've ever seen, and she's in there. She got even like wearing like the Janet Jackson hat pulled down low. You don't even know she's a person. She's just body parts, but it's all the best body parts, and she's just squatting and everything. And I was just like, you know what? We're open. I like phase 2. Phase 2 is my favorite phase. Enjoying phase 2.
Pretty phasey. Do you have a lot of people like walking around by you, like your neighborhood? I mean, all I see is folks walking like crazy around here.
Yeah, here, the Riverwalk. I run the Riverwalk, and it's on your Derby line there.
Yeah.
For when it first started getting warm, like the first couple weeks, that's when people started coming out, and they would walk, and they would just. So they had to shut down part of it because people were doing it too much. Because some people were just like, bringing their animals out. So they shut down the side where you can bring animals because, like, you can walk your dog at home. You don't need to take a drive with your dog right now.
No.
But that was a weird thing. But then it slowed down a little bit. But then, like about 3 weeks ago, I started having to run through a sea of people. Now everyone's out. Everyone's walking, bikes, everything again. But some of them are walking with masks on. And once again, like, do some research. If you're going to exert yourself and you're moving, you can socially distance if you want from the other person you're walking. But if you have that fear, then stay home.
Right, yeah.
But I've been out every single day. I've been around people every single day. I'm not someone who ever gets sick. I maybe had the flu once in my life. But that being said, it's nothing. It's not like I take care of myself incredibly or anything. There's been times where I've eaten awfully and gained a lot of weight and all that. I'm just not one of those people who gets really sick. But like, even myself, if the 3 or 4 days where I'm like, at the beginning where I start staying inside, I could almost feel myself feeling weaker physically because your immune system's breaking down because you're not out there letting this stuff beat you up.
Yep. What's funny is I was talking about the walkers. The first couple of days as the whole thing started, and people started walking around and everything. You seen how tall my truck is. I'm waiting to make a right onto this one road. So, naturally I look left because it's a one-way street. I'm looking left, and I'm getting ready to roll. Something just told me, look front. I look front, and I see these two tiny heads and masks and eyes. I guess these ladies didn't pay attention, and they just started walking. I almost hit the gas. Someone just told me, don't hit the gas. I'm like, what the hell are you doing in front of the truck? And they looked at me, and they started bitching at me. I'm like, you walked in front of a vehicle. I wasn't making eye contact. Why would you step in front of a vehicle?
That's something that is happening now. People don't care what they say to you now. This was not a pandemic that brought us together as a people at all.
No, maybe at first a little bit, but now it's like forget about it. No man's
Even then, because the rules were get away from each other.
This is true. Stay away.
I don't like comparing the two because they're not the same, but it's the two tragedies. When 9/11 happened, it was unity. It was for a little bit. You cared about everyone.
Yes, we
Are
did.
you okay? Hey, you're not fighting with people. Hey, we're all in this together. When this started was get the fuck away from me. Don't cough at me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Put a mask on. America was put in timeout. Like we were bad. Just get inside. But it was weird. And since then, people have been real weird to each other. They're kind of like staring off. You see somebody without a mask, you kind of stare at them.
Right. You stare or you find another aisle to walk down. What was great was I noticed the other day I was going to buy vodka and some cigars. I'm in one of the local big stores over here, and they have like those little like areas you're supposed to stand on line. These like little squares, and I realized after all, I felt like I was in a game of checkers. You go from one, I go from this block to that block, to this block to that block. I get to the lady, I go, queen me. She just looked at me like I had three heads. I'm like, okay, whatever.
She just goes, "You gay." I'm like, all right, that's not what I meant.
I probably should have said king, huh?
Yeah.
That's I get the weird look.
No, you
Yeah,
walked right in. No, you walked into a good joke, and that lady wasn't good at her joke job. She didn't do
no,
her
not at
job.
all.
She
No,
shouldn't have done
exactly.
it.
That's why I took my vodka and cigars and left. Yeah, but I paid for them first, though.
What was it like to have to be on the air when this first happened, and the state is in panic, and
Yeah.
you and Chaz have to entertain, but also inform, and
Yeah.
also not have them not panic, but also can't pretend like nothing's happened. What was that mindset? Did you guys have to meet and really talk about what you were going to do, or did you guys just trust each other's instinct? What was it?
Yeah, well, we both worked together during 9/11, and and also various other tragedies that have happened. So unfortunately, we know these things and we know how to act and everything. I mean,
Yeah, but this one was different. This one was
the
different
main
because everyone was scared.
yeah, the main thing was to give the right information, to talk to people who knew what they were talking about, have the best on with us to basically kind of assure everybody and instruct people and let them know what to do, how to get through this together, how to survive and get to the other side. We did lose 3 friends during this whole thing. We did have there's Chef Jerry, very good friend of the program, very good friend of
I
ours.
did see that he passed from COVID.
Yeah, we actually talked to him on the air from his hospital bed, right before they put him on a ventilator. And his main thing was he wanted to get on the air to warn people that take this stuff for real because it was a thing. And so, between talking with, state leaders, we had the governor, we had, various other people. We spoke to emergency room doctors. We talked to, infectious disease doctors and everything else. I mean, the main thing was just to get as much information to everybody so they could hear what's going on. And then eventually, as things subsided, we're now starting to slip back into comedy again, So that was, there was a time to be serious and a time to, basically, just, have some fun. So now we're starting to have fun stage again. Things are easing, not as many people are in the hospital anymore. Things are getting better. We're not out of the woods at all. Still wear the mask and distance and all that stuff. Use your sanitizer, but basically, it's you can breathe a little bit. I'm not saying take a deep breath yet and keep the mask on while you're doing it.
Literally, you can breathe a little bit.
Yeah, a very little bit. Yeah, I mean, the mask thing, I must admit, it is a pain, but it's a necessary pain. I don't wear while driving, but we have to wear them in the building and everything. I must admit, there's a couple of times I went because when you're on the air, you need a song X amount of time in order to hit the men's room and come back.
Right.
Wash your hands 30 seconds properly, 20 seconds properly. And I must admit, a couple of times I ran out of the studio. I'm like, crap! I had to run back, forgot my mask, put my mask back on, and I just shaved 10 seconds off. I'm like, great, now I got to go, it's like 10 seconds less. I have to hurry up.
Yeah, you're rushing, and you're more winded, and now you got to put a mask back on. You can't breathe properly.
Exactly. It's like, I've also noticed that when the first thing happened, I didn't go to stores for a while. And then I found myself, when I finally started going to stores, was I see someone walking towards me and I stopped breathing. I would just hold my breath for a moment and I'd walk past the person. But then when you get your breath back, you're like, and you're breathing more. I'm like, oops, I'm probably not doing the right thing here,
See, I think if I was in your shoes and you and Chaz, you have to talk to everyone, but you're also being given so much information, more than a lot of people, because you have to put it out there. Yeah. And therefore, I think I would be like you and maybe a little bit more, I'm not going to say scared, but a little more precautious about walking by people and breathe. Weirdly enough, I never really panicked or worried about it. Yeah. It kind of it affected me. The second it happened, I lost every gig I had lined up, and I lost all my money.
Same here. I haven't done comedy since I did one comedy gig after the Chaz AJ comedy show we did together. I did
March 14th was the weekend where it started. That was my last show. Yeah. And I was supposed to have one on the following Saturday, and up to the Thursday, they were still thinking of doing it. And he's like, "Nah, do it."
Yep. My last gig was March 6th. Yep, March 6th, my last gig.
Yeah, I haven't performed since at all, and I lost every gig, and that's how I pay my bills. And all of a sudden, with comedy, it's not like you make that. People are like, "Well, you just get it back." I'm like, "No, that's not how it works." There's certain things that are set up that a lot of venues are going to be afraid to do things, and when they do it, if you're not in a comedy club and you're doing smaller places, they got to get a certain amount of people to come, or it's not worth to them. And with cutting it down and doing these smaller things and people being scared, it's weird.
Yeah.
So that was the other part that affected me. So I just started working on other stuff. But when it came to being afraid, I still went to the store almost daily. I still went out all the time, went running every day. I just
Yeah.
lived my life the same freaking way. I didn't
Yeah.
care, and I haven't been sick once. So, of course, in my eyes, I'm like, is this real? Is this a thing? I mean, obviously people died. Obviously
Yeah.
people got sick. Obviously there is a virus. I'm not going to say there's not a virus. Do I believe that maybe numbers and things are hyped up because once they realize it could divide us, that's the new thing now, just to divide us all the time? Yeah, I do think that certain numbers and things and scare tactics were put in place. Of course, they've been doing that for the last couple of years. So I can see that, but I do obviously some people died, but people die from a lot of different things, so you never know what it's from. But I mean, you feel sad for the friends that you lose. Obviously, I didn't know anyone that died, so I think it was a little harder for me to connect, or even
Yeah.
have it. I don't think I know anyone that had it. Oh no, one person, a buddy of mine, Mike Keegan, a comic, but he's also like super fat. So like he even said he knew he was the poster child for getting sick. So when you're fat like that, you're supposed to. But wasn't it hard for you? Like you're a comic like me that likes to make jokes and and do voices and things. And I know you did the right thing, believe me. But I know your sense of humor sometimes. The beginning when it's all this talk about China, and there's a guy who ate weird soup.
Right.
You want to do a character. You can't do
Yeah.
the character at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
But there's part of you like, oh man, I wish this was a different time.
Yeah, I just focused on something else I could have fun with, you know. I basically, when something a case like that, I just focus on something stupid I did,
Because I can just
because
see Chaz
no one can.
staring a hole through, like everything's brought up, like don't.
Yeah, no, he knew I was a good boy. He knew it would be a good boy. So yeah, what I did basically is I just focused on myself and just made fun of myself, because no one can complain about, hey, you made fun of yourself, So I kept it that way.
Oh, your listeners love that. Actually, they probably got mad because I can't make fun of you because you jerk. I'm supposed to make fun of you.
Yeah, I blew their gig. I harshed their gig.
Speaking of gigs, have you lined anything up now that things are opening back up?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. There was a couple of calls, for something like in August, but nothing panned out yet. We lost a gig over in near the Canadian line. There's this place, Altona, New York.
Yep.
That was a good. That was like 600 people that went bye. I was supposed to be part of the New York Comedy Club comedy festival. I was supposed to open for Artie Lang. That fell through, but they say they want to do it again in October. They want to actually do it in October. So
they're gonna have to find Artie first. No one's heard from him in months.
Exactly. So I doubt I'll be opening for Artie again, but at least they wanted to keep me on the roster and everything. So I'm like, yeah, in October, yeah, give me, let me know. So that's the only thing I got right now.
Yeah, I finally I wouldn't do the Zoom stuff. That's not me. I like the connection. I like the people right in front of me. I like to feel the energy. I didn't want to do Zoom comedy. I just focused on podcasting and shows and stuff like that.
Right.
But like now I have that when I'm on with you guys. I mean, this show won't come out tomorrow, but I'll be on with you guys tomorrow in the morning for the winner and lose. I like how you now have a winner of the week because we have to be positive.
Well, I'm all but people trying to be positive, but you could also mention the loser of the week. I do have the one thing with the Chaz and AJ stand up for vets that's happening on the 25th, and I'm doing like 5 minutes right there. So myself, Will Noonan, and Adam Keys, I believe. Plus, there's a bunch of like veterans speaking and whatnot. So that's a fundraiser. It's on Facebook, and it's a fundraiser for veterans and for the help our military heroes. They get the vans, the wheelchair accessible vans for the veterans. So that's going to be happening on the 25th of June.
That's a Zoom thing.
Yeah, it's a Zoom thing. So I did the 5 minutes of my material. It's funny because I did about 8 minutes worth of material, and because usually when you do material, you're waiting for laughter and stuff like that. It's just I did 8 minutes worth of material in 4 minutes because you pause for laughter. It's kind of weird.
I've talked to a lot of comics who said it's like that. I told this story once, and a guy told it on here. A buddy of mine, Howie Mason, a comic from Connecticut, was doing a Zoom show, and he tells stories. He's a very good storyteller, a lot of great detail in it, but that's something that's better when you're in the audience, not like sitting at home. There was a woman, one of the Zoom cameras, and she was watching and she wasn't digging it. At one point during his act, she just gets up and walks to her kitchen.
Yeah.
And she comes back with like a bowl of soup or ice cream or something, sits on another couch and faces a TV and ignores him while eating soup. Or whatever.
Must have been good soup.
He's like, all right, lady, just turn it off. You know what I mean?
Right. It must have been good soup.
Or just
we now pause for comedy.
One
of the two.
But now I'm going to be doing a show the same thing, the 25th Thursday in Waterford, Connecticut.
Oh, really?
That'll be my first live show, and it's like going through my material. Like, do I even want to do the things I was doing before? It's
Right.
not like anyone's expecting me to crush or do whatever. They're all going to be weird now. I'm going to do fine, but I want to work on. I've been working on new things. I'll do a couple things as a crutch, but
Yeah.
I've changed. The world's changed, and I kind of want to talk about that. I'm not going to focus hard on exactly COVID. I think too many people are doing that, but I'm going to talk about the perspectives I have from before and now, and I think it'd be more fun, and I'd feel better doing it rather than going back to. You know, you can't go on stage and be like, "Hey, I was at the bar yesterday." Like, no, you weren't, you loser. You haven't been to the bar in 5 months. Like, you can't lie. It's like,
In their mind, they were.
right.
God.
It's gonna be weird. Now, like, same thing with you. Like, once you start getting gigs, are you gonna go back to the old stuff, or do you like think like,
Yeah,
hey,
because
this is the time to do new stuff?
Well, I mean, there is going to be some new stuff, but basically, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I had at the time was newer material that I had, so it still got some life to it. And I mean, just to get myself back into the swing of things, and then gradually, lose some stuff and gain new stuff. So
Yeah,
the
you
main
gotta
thing is,
knock the rust off a little bit because no matter what, the
yeah,
timing's gonna be weird.
yeah, the main thing I got to do is I have to remember everything I used to say because it's been 3 months. I'm like, what the hell did I do again? I have to remember, like, okay, what did I start with, what I end with, and yada yada. So
This is our time to bother Vinny Brand and be like, hey, we'll do a fundraiser. You guys keep the money. We need to knock the rust off. Give us a show.
hey, right, the Knock the Rust Off show.
That's it. Just call it that. Just call it. You get what you paid for, and we won't
Exactly
charge you.
right. Yeah, guess what? You entered this.
You into this.
Yeah. Drink some more. It'll be funny.
I haven't listened to you guys since the whole everyone talking about defunding the police and everything. And I know you guys are very pro cop. I'm pro cop.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
I'm very much so pro cop, and I am very against anyone trying to defund anything. I'm guessing that Chaz and yourself have been very, against anyone even thinking of talking in that way.
Yeah, no, we're very pro police. I mean, they take care of us, and they need our support. Yeah.
They police us. We need them. That's the job that they.
Exactly right. I want to feel safe.
And we don't know how to keep ourselves safe. If you
Exactly.
want to solve, I have no problem with protesting. If you want to speak your mind, if you want to tell people I'm not happy with the way the world is currently, great. But then also give me, maybe you don't have a solution, but give me examples of things we can do instead. If not, shut up.
I think there's good dialogue going to happen now. We're going to have a good dialogue going.
I think it could have been, but I think the actions of some of these people and getting nuts, I think it really separate. I think eventually, yes, I hope it can. But I think right now it's become so crazy that this, I don't like the way you're acting, so I'm going to act. It's like one kid threw a tantrum, stole your toys, and the other kid hits him with a hammer. It's like, you're not solving it by hitting the kid harder. You know what I mean? Like, step back. Certain people, the people that are, if you feel like you need to go out and break something because something happens, you should not lead anything. You should take a step back. You're not a leader. I get emotional. I know that. So I couldn't solve this. I wouldn't know how. But I know there are people who are rational, who are logical, and who can mobilize things and strategies and then come up with something, maybe a different solution. I mean,
I just go for a drive.
Right. Oh, no. Without doubt, I stay out of it. Because I don't know what to do. I go for a run to clear my head and get out of it. But I know every time I've ever needed a police officer in my life, they've been there and they've helped me.
Yeah, same here. Same.
And and that defunding it would be insane. If anything, put more money into it. Learn how to train more. Train better. Filter it. Maybe you've got to do a better job of who you hire. I don't think in Connecticut, the most part, I don't think that's true. I think in Connecticut, you see a lot of the officers do have 4-year degrees, do have other backgrounds. So I think it depends where you are. But in some other states, they don't. They just get hired because it's been given this terrible reputation now. Remember when we were growing up as kids, you played. You wanted to be a cop. It was cool. It was awesome. No kid thinks that now.
Yeah. I had, like, a lot of my friends became police officers, so I do have a lot of friends that are retired now, but a lot of them became cops. I almost became a police officer also,
but instead I
went for acting.
You didn't want to cut the hair back then. I'm guessing that was the problem.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to cut the hair, and also I went for acting. So I'm like, well, maybe I can play a cop on a show.
You did play a cop.
Yeah, several times. So,
and that show would be canceled right now, AJ.
Well, it's probably because of my acting.
that part's nuts too. The whole anyone that's canceled, like, just because something happens, to say just make it go away, that is not an answer either.
Right.
You can't take away TV shows. It's not going to change anything.
Right.
Knocking down statues doesn't stop what that person who the statue of did. Who cares if you're not done a statue? It's not proving anything. At the end of the day, no one knows what statues are in their town anyway. No one does. You know, if someone said, do you know where statues are? Like, I think there's one at the Green, but you don't even know what it is. So to pretend like you thought this statue was powerful, we all ignore statues. That's where you go behind it. If you're going to buy beer illegally from somebody or something when you were a kid, you'd meet them behind a statue.
Oh, so we just meet at parking lot.
Yeah, it's wherever nobody else went. That's where you win.
But things were different in Long Island, so So you said you got a gig coming up in Waterford, was it?
Waterford, yeah.
Waterford, yeah. It's going to be an outdoor or indoor event.
Outdoor.
Really? Oh, cool. That seems to be the way now, outdoors.
Lenny's. Well, that's kind of what they have to do now. Most places still have to kind of be outdoor. I know on Wednesday they started allowing some indoor dining, but most places aren't allowed capacity really yet. So most of these things they want to do comedy, they've got to do it outside.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I can't wait for my first. Yeah, I got the virtual gig going on the 25th, stand-up events.
You better work on your webcam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this computer's like, I don't know, between like 10 and 15 years old. I'm trying to remember exactly when I bought. I have another brand new one, but I just haven't broken out of the box yet. I probably should do that over the weekend.
I would do that in the weekend because a lot of them are Zoom shows, and you don't want Will Noonan being the only handsome eye candy on there.
This is true. Why? Who else is?
You'd bring out the guns. What are you talking about? You love flexing the guns.
It's only to make myself feel better.
What have you been doing with no gym? What's your workout?
Well, I have some. Chaz was nice enough to give me some weights that he had, so I've been using that. And it's funny, when my sister and brother-in-law cleaned out their house, they gave me their Solo Flex.
Oh, nice.
And it's been sitting downstairs in the basement for a good 2 or 3 years. And when this whole thing happened, I'm like, how do you do the Soloflex thing? It's weird because it's got bands and whatnot. I mean, you don't get quite the workout. You don't look like anything like the guy in the brochure. That didn't happen at all. But I just did a lot of push-ups, things like that, just to kind of keep myself going, and things like that. I did put a couple of COVID pounds on, I must admit, because so many donuts come to the station, and I was like, oh, that one looks pretty good. Let's have that one over there. And when it happens like 3 or 4 days in a row, like, okay, I backed off no more because I'm starting to lose weight again. So
that was the hardest part. Like, you even before all this, even if food came into the station, you could have it going, I'm hitting the gym later. I can run this off. I'll do
I'll just a little extra time on the treadmill. Yeah.
But when you're at home, there's only so much that can motivate you. Like, I need to leave my house to work out. I can't work out in my house.
No, it's
because there's also the couch I like is there, and I'd rather lay on that.
Yeah, I discovered that my ceiling in my basement is way too low because I went to go do overhead tricep, and I also heard boom when I saw ceiling tiles go flying down at my feet. I'm like, oh, yeah, thought I had more clearance.
Yeah, I at the very beginning when the gyms closed, I wasn't running. I was going through some other personal thing. It wasn't really the COVID, but just like too bummed out to really do anything. And I put on what I now call the COVID-19. I put on at least that, and then I decided, forget it. I need to clear my head. I need to get out and do it again. So I just started running a bunch.
Yeah.
A little better, but like the pounds dropped right off again. I gained about like 15, and then I dropped from there. I dropped about like 25.
Yeah.
So, and I'm feeling much better doing it now with the gym open. I'll run a little less. I'm not going to push myself with the mind. I'm not going to go that crazy, but I'm still going to run every day because it just keeps my mind better. Without the creative outlet of comedy, I need to do something else to not make me nuts. And like podcasting has helped, but it's not the same as being on stage.
Yeah, I hear you.
I've been missing that. And radio too. I've done it like one time, which I'm going to be on again in I think the 4th of July weekend, like that Friday.
Oh, smooth, yeah.
So, and they've been awesome. They've been in constant contact.
Yeah.
Just to say, they've been really good contact with me, and everything. Like Keith has messaged me, Kevin, Alan. They set me up so I can do it from home and all that when they need it. But unfortunately, the way things roll, I'm newer. I'm a part-time guy, and with the times being tough, they got to take care of the full-time. I understand that. I'm happy I'm still there. So, I'll take it when I can. But I do also miss being on the air. That's been fun. Going on again with you guys tomorrow, and going on a couple weeks ago. That was nice again. It's weird not being in the studio.
Yeah.
I enjoy that with you guys more. It's a better feel. We're all there in the room laughing and stuff.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Well, that'll happen again.
I hope.
that'll definitely happen again. So
I mean, I know a lot of people in different radio stations, like in New York and stuff like that, where they're talking about how this might be the way radio stations found a big way. I'm not saying kind of store. I'm just saying what they've said of cutting a lot of budget and not having to have a lot of people come into the studio anymore. And you
right.
can just all you need to spend money on is a good IT guy. Because that's it. He just needs to be able to go back to, make sure everything's working at your house and other houses and stuff like that.
Right.
Make sure it works there. And you don't need
Right.
to spend the money because we can all track. We can all do things from home. It sounds crisp and clear when you're home.
Right.
It's not the same. As a performer, we want to be in studio. We want to be there. You want that same thing about the workout thing. It's not the same when you're at home. You want that feel.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
But I can see them doing that. I can see a lot of stations cutting it and doing that, and cutting hours on people. I think a lot of people with this has learned that a lot of going to offices is not necessary. Like New York City, it's going to be hard to get people to lease those. But people thought they needed to be in New York for entertainment, for modeling, for all these things. And they realized, oh, wait, I don't. I can just do it from home.
Yeah.
I can just be on a computer. So I think that's going to be the big thing. Like a lot of these office buildings are going to lose their next leases coming up. Why would you spend the money for that when you can just do it from home?
Right. See what happens.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? But I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys tomorrow, even though I had to pick out my winner and loser. I had to send it in early. I've never had to do that.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
I don't like that I had to send it in early.
Well, homework, it is, yeah.
Homework. I don't get homework. I had to sit there and while I'm at Big Lots, I had to think about who the winner of the week was.
Right. You can vote nominate yourself.
I like losers. I'm not a winner guy.
Yeah.
So, but it's not. Have you guys? Were you guys just doing the winner for a while?
We did win it for a couple weeks. Yeah.
No loser.
Yeah, no loser. Yeah.
But did you make jokes with the winner at least, or no?
Yeah, when there's
like sarcasm at least.
Yeah, when the opportunity came, like if somebody nominated himself,
Right. Well, that's normal. That's why I didn't like sending it in. It's a lot of fun while it's during the show. Like you'll say something dumb, or Ashley will do a dumb thing, or I'll say something messed up, and then we can all nominate each other in the moment.
Right. Well, I have no idea. I have no idea what your winner is, so I don't know. So
that's what I'm saying, and I'm not gonna reveal. But it doesn't. I'm just saying that I liked it better when we were just like, here's the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'll go back to that.
Ashley would just read something wrong, and I go, "Oh, it's Ashley now. That's who it is."
Exactly right. And me and my famous flubbles, so we're good.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of Ashley, I think it was a picture today or yesterday. I think she's stealing one of your bits. She was writing with her foot. You're the foot person of the show.
Oh yeah, no, what was it? We were talking about something, and she mentioned that, and that ended up. Because we had a dumbass news story about some guy in a wheelchair who held up a jewelry store using his feet with the gun. I don't know how he pull a trigger, but he had hit the gun in his feet and everything, and that one thing led to another, and then Ashley claimed that she could write with her feet, and that of course made Chaz turn around and say, "Okay, prove it." And I think there's a video, and
I couldn't watch because I hate feet. I'm the opposite.
Yeah, you made that quite clear. Yes.
I've made it clear on many shows. I can't stand feet. I saw that. I almost blocked Ashley from Instagram. I couldn't look at it. But wait, the guy shot, did he have arms, or why was he using his feet, like to hide the gun?
They never mentioned the reason why. I'm assuming he didn't have, but he's in a wheelchair, so I guess he had to have use of his arms to move the wheelchair. I really don't know. But we didn't go that deep into it because we got to the part where the guy had a gun in his feet and everything, and then that turned into Ashley, writing her name. So
maybe he was pretending to be handicapped so he could rob the place. So but he didn't want to hold the gun, so he just kept it. I don't know. That's some weird planning. I wonder how you get that guy. Like you're putting together a squad to rob a place, and you're like,
right,
we need a footman. Like what?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
A man that can shoot with his feet. Like we need that man.
Has a hair trigger. Yeah.
Where do you practice that? You can't just go to the range and start firing with your feet.
Exactly. I would think it's probably something done at home, like tin cans and whatnot.
Like he knows what gun's good for his toes.
Exactly. Well, you learn. You try a Glock, that doesn't work out. You try a snub-nosed 38, that doesn't work out. Obviously, you can't use a rifle because you'd have to put the stock by your nuts. So
See, I wouldn't know. I've never. One time when I was like young teenager, someone brought me to a range once. I shot one gun and I went, I don't like this. So I've never shot a gun. I'm not against them. It's not for me. Someone wants to have guns, go for it. I just don't like it. Guns and motorcycles scared the shit out of me. You'll never see me using either one, but I don't care if other people do. But I wouldn't know how to, if you hand it to me, I wouldn't know how to shoot it.
See, I love both of those. I love bikes and I love guns.
Bikes and guns. Yeah, you do
Yeah.
like bikes and guns. Not at the
Yeah.
same time, though, of course.
No, of course not. No, no.
Which would it sounds cool, like very Mad Maxy, but like still don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely John Wayne. Yeah, so.
All right, what is? Would you say the '80s is your favorite decade?
I had a good time in the '80s. Yeah.
You can
There
admit,
are parts.
if
There
you
are
look
parts that
back
were
though, you
right.
have
There
to
are parts that
admit,
were good. Yeah.
'80s women. I would say, okay, let's not go back. I don't know 1800s. I'm saying from the 50s on.
Yeah.
The way '80s women look to me is the least attractive of any women and men.
Right.
When you look back at it.
I know one thing. I know the hairdos in the '80s were very flammable, because
Yes.
the stiff stuff and Aquanet and all this stuff was the rage back then. And I found out one time I went to an Ozzy concert and at the Nassau Coliseum, and of course when Ozzy's on, you have your lighter and you have it at full blast so he can see you from your seat. So we went to a bar afterwards because the concert ended. It's about 11:30, 12 o'clock. Bars close at 4 o'clock in Long Island. So we went to a bar afterwards to get a couple of drinks. So my buddy goes up to the bar to get a couple of drinks. As I'm standing there waiting for him, this girl stumbles up with a Benz cigarette. She's drunk out of her mind, and she had a big hairdo, and she has to have had a light. So me, being surprised that someone, even spoke to me, I turn around and reach quickly for my lighter and I pull in my pocket and I go to light it, and all I just remember is I hit click, and there was this blinding flash.
Jeez.
And I'm like, and when my eyes adjusted, I look and I see she's smoking a cigarette, but the front of her hair is on fire. So I'm like, I didn't know what to do. I just took the palm of my hand, I smack, and I just like kind of swat her in the head. Right? Her head goes back. Her hair went out, right? She goes, "Thanks." And she walks away, and she had like, if you ever seen the movie Home Alone, remember how Joe Pesci's head? Yeah, it looked kind of like that. My friend comes back with the beers. I'm like, "We got to go." He's like, "Why?" I go, "Just got the beer. We got to go." We just jumped the car and took off. Went to the bar in a different town. I'm like, "Oh my God."
See, and now if she wanted to, she could be the person that's like now comes out and goes, 40 years ago,
Right.
AJ slapped me in the head, and wouldn't say any of the rest of the story. You're like,
Well, I was also saving her life because her head was on fire.
no, you were right. I'm just saying that's the way it would be now. Some ladies
Yeah.
just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did happen, but I was
Maybe-
also putting out your head.
Yeah, maybe if you didn't have like the entire can of Aquanet in your hair, you wouldn't have gone up like a Roman candle.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like that look, I was growing up in it. I was younger, so like I was born in '74, so like from like 6 to 16, that was my life. So going through puberty in the '80s,
Right.
and it's just like I seriously looked around going, I hope it gets better. Like I was not attracted to like any women. I was just like I didn't like it was too scary. I'm not even talking about it's like the over makeup, the clothes didn't make sense. The movies didn't make sense. The music was weird to me. I didn't really. It was a weird time. And I know you flirt. But you're more of like you like the classic rock. Were you an '80s music guy or more of a '70s music guy?
Actually, well, I'm more of a metal person,
Right.
But I had my moments. I mean,
But good metal. You didn't like hair metal. You weren't a hair
Well,
metal.
actually, I didn't mind the hair. Like I didn't mind the Poisons out there. I didn't mind the I mean, Rat was a hair band for a while, and you had Motley Crue was a hair band.
I think Rat decided they wanted to be more popular and took on the look, but their music and style wasn't a hair band.
But there were definitely some weenie bands back then. Like Nelson and who else? Like the White Line. I'm like, oh, really? Please, wait, no, shut up. There were some weenie bands, but I like the good bands are still around that were hair metal for a while, but now they're older, but they're still out there.
Oh, I need your advice then. I'm going to be on a podcast. It's called the Shitty Song Podcast,
Right.
And so the guest picks a genre and then brings up one song, and then doesn't tell the other two, and the other two people on the show also bring a song from that genre, and we have to try to bring the shittiest song from that genre. And I chose '80s monster ballads.
Okay.
I need the shittiest ones.
The shittiest one. Well, let's see. I mean, Every Rose Has Its Thorn sucks.
It does, but it's so popular that it doesn't. Now, I was thinking Poison, but I was thinking that other Something to Believe In.
Something to Believe In. I cannot.
That's shittier, way shittier than Rose Has Its Thorn, and it doesn't even make sense. Here's this guy who's wearing makeup and big hair, worried about some man at war, worried about some homeless guy. It's like, you're not worried about any of them. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. I would say, if any, When the Children Cry by friggin' White Line. That
was one that I looked up and I was thinking of it too. not even just like the song being dumb. The vocals are awful. It just
That was just their way of showing they were sensitive to get laid.
right. No,
So
like
just going, you're so sensitive. Oh my god, I have to be with you.
right.
Yeah.
That's what was funny about those bands. Like they tried so hard to be like, we're gonna have sex, we're gonna drink booze, we're gonna have, do drugs, all this, and then like they're like, we also can be romantic. Like you really didn't know how to be. Like
We're also soft spoken. Yes.
yeah, it was so weird with those songs at that time. Like the one of them was also thinking about is Mr. Big. I'm the one who wants to be with you because like that
Oh
song.
yeah, that's horrible.
It's just a creepy song. Like it's a fun song if you don't listen to the words.
Yeah. But the bad part about that song, as a matter of fact, what was it, General Hospital or something? One of those stupid soap operas back in the day. They somehow adopted that song, and like that song's played a lot.
It should have been. It makes sense there.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a mom who like watched soap operas or something like that, every time I go visit, I'm like, oh my god, Mr. Big is on again. Please not watch this. Yeah,
Mr. Big, extreme, because even though that song More Than Words is iconic and it's a great song. I hear it, I will sing to it every goddamn time. But at the same time, that ruined Extreme.
Right.
Because no one ever wanted to hear their real music ever again.
They wanted to get the funk out and stuff like that,
Yeah. They were a great band.
Yeah, they are.
And then they played that one song. I was like, I want to hear this. Like, that's not who we are,
Yeah. Okay. Acoustic, why not?
All right, we'll do it again. Then he leaves and tries to be in Van Halen, and no one even speaks of those years.
Yeah, really. No, even Van Halen forgets about it. Like, we had Gary who? He even dyed his hair blonde so no one could recognize him.
Yeah, he was just trying to be a little Hagar less.
Yep. A little more like Haynes.
Okay, so I need a song. We spin a couple. Now, what do you call here? Like when I started looking it up on Spotify and Googled monster ballads, like they started saying like Kiss. I'm like, no, Kiss isn't monster ballads.
No, they weren't monster ballads. 80s. Yeah.
And I don't count Bon Jovi because they were all monster ballads.
Yeah, it's true.
I like Bon Jovi. I'll say it out loud. I enjoy Bon Jovi. I think he's a great frontman. I don't mind their music. I'm not looking for metal or hardcore stuff, but I can relax to Bon Jovi and sing along like a guilty pleasure to every song. But I would never think of them in that way.
Yeah, monster ballads. I'm trying to think who. It's funny. I actually have a CD of like monster ballads.
Yeah, everyone has that one CD of like.
Yeah, the one with lots of dust on it. I'm like searching right now furiously. I'm like, what the hell? I probably threw it out. I probably said, what?
I mean, here I go again on my own, but like that to me, I don't count that as a monster. It was also just a good song. It's like,
White Snake. Plus, White Snake's cool. I don't want to lump them into anything bad.
I don't want. I also because if it's a cool band and they took that shot, I mean, listen, there are some guys who can write more than one style of music, and that's fine. But like we're not used to it. But like Def Leppard, everything was kind of whiny.
Yeah. Yeah, they were much better when they first came out. Now they're kind of like, it's kind of annoying, but then again, they also don't need me, so.
All right, I just put in 80s monster ballads in Spotify. I got Love Hurts by Nazareth.
That's not 80s, that's 70s.
That's what I'm saying, and right? It says 80s monster ballads, and the first song is Love Hurts. Now, okay, not right. Then they go with Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Yeah, that one sucks.
They go Poison, I Won't Forget You. A lot of Poison there, something to believe in. When the Children Cry, what you said there.
Yeah, it makes me want to cry.
They went Firehouse, but that's all Firehouse did.
Yeah. Was it When I Look at Your Eyes?
Love of a Lifetime.
Oh, Love of a Lifetime? Okay.
Finally found a love of a lifetime.
Yeah.
When I Look into Your Eyes, Firehouse. But Firehouse didn't rock, though.
Don't Treat Me Bad was a good song. Yeah, that was a good song.
I'll Never Let You Go, Steelheart, but like no one even knows.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but no, that's a deep cut. Like, bring it out there. You should know what it is a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Heaven by Warrant.
That's another one. I kind of like that one. Yeah,
it's a good song. I don't really look at it as a monster ballad. It's just a song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Almost Paradise. That's not 80s.
That's not.
Monster.
Well, that's 80s, but it's not a monster ballad. That's
not at all.
That's Ann Wilson and the guy
Mike Reno.
Mike Reno, yeah, from Loverboy.
I guess because. I mean,
became the size of Reno.
I mean, I don't really understand. Yeah.
Have you seen him lately? He would not fit in those leather pants ever again.
I don't think most of them would.
Oh yeah, no. Now he's the size of Reno. Now he's town of Reno.
When I'm With You by Sheriff. No, that's not.
Baby. Yeah, it's like
right, but it's not a Journey.
Ballad.
Journey shouldn't count.
That's not a monster ballad.
This one I wanted to pick, but it doesn't count as I don't think it's a monster ballad, and I don't think it's 80s, but it might be. The Search Is Over by Survivor.
Yeah,
And only because how can you make Eye of the Tiger and also make The Search Is Over?
right. I mean, but they're also not. I mean, when I think monster ballads, I think of '80s hair metal
Hair
bands,
metal bands.
then Survivor was never a hair metal band.
No. And they put Patience. That is not a hair metal. That's not a monster ballad. That's just a great, well-written song by a brilliant guy.
Patience, what you need to listen to that song.
Yes. They put on November Rain. No.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
18
I like
in Life.
shorter. No. I like shorter Guns N' Roses songs. Yeah.
Alone Again by Dokken. Not even close.
Wow. The fact you mentioned Duncan.
I know.
He just dropped.
Dokken, everybody.
Yeah, he just dropped this mop at work and went, "Oh, someone said my name."
Without You by Motley Crue. Love Is on the Way. Saigon Kick. Carrie by Europe.
Oh, Carrie by Europe.
Yeah, but then again,
that one, that's a monster ballad that completely sucks.
Yes, I think
he oversins it, especially towards the end.
Oh, go ahead.
He oversins it towards the end. Yeah.
He oversins it during the end.
Yeah, but it gets worse later on.
Carrie.
Yeah, it's like, trust me, you said her name like 75 times in the song. She has not responded. Move on.
Like, you already made Final Countdown, one of the cheesiest fire you up songs of all time.
Hey, got him in the Geico commercial.
One of the worst pump you up songs and one of the worst monster ballads ever.
Yep.
That band.
Yep, it got him in. It got them in the Geico commercial. So
yeah, well, we all like Final Countdown because of how terrible it is. I mean, no one can tell me they think it's a great song.
No, you live for that keyboard in the beginning. Yep.
You don't care about the singing part of it.
No.
Now, where they were from? I mean, obviously Europe, but like,
they're Swedish.
Swedish. Then that makes sense. Then.
Yeah.
Very Swedish-ish.
Yeah. Because a friend of mine used to work for Yngwie Malmsteen. Yngwie Malmsteen used to get into fights with Joey Tempest, the singer of Europe, and used to beat the crap out of him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Yngwie's got a temper. Yeah.
He deserves that beating for those songs.
Yes.
And then it was funny. I was making a running playlist, thinking of songs, and I was just looking up songs to run to. Like, sometimes they'll like give you things on Spotify, and then "You're the Best Around" came up, and I'm like, I put it on because it's so cheesy. It makes me run to make sure the song ends.
Yeah.
But then I listened to it. I'm like, I wonder, was David Hasselhoff already singing when that song came out? Because either he's Hasselhoff influenced or Hasselhoff was influenced by "You're the Best Around." No one's gonna take you down.
No, actually, that's Germany's fault because he's like a god in Germany.
Yeah, but I wonder if he was like copying.
He goes on tours like the Beatles.
Sounds very much like him.
Yeah. No, Hasselhoff definitely got his thing going on in Europe.
When
over
I
here,
was
we think he's a jerk.
in college at Southern and the Big E was happening, we got really messed up the night before and all high and drunk, whatever. A bunch of us were all like, we saw in the Advocate at the time, that David Hasselhoff was going to perform at the Big E. So we all said, we have to go.
We have to go. We have to
huff. The next day, and it's drunken promises. You don't think anyone's going to do it, but everyone remembered. Everyone met, and we're like, we have to still go. So we kept drinking, we kept smoking. We drove up to Springfield. We went to the Big E, and we waited, and it was basically packed, mostly with like special needs people and then like senior citizens. But like they were roped off, so we couldn't get in. Like most of us, only 3 of us were able to get in.
Wow.
And so I'm standing in the back. I had this big fake afro, and I made a T-shirt that said "Hasselhoff is God," and I was wearing that. And I was standing there just hammered, waiting for Hasselhoff to sing. And there's 2 people next to me, a buddy of mine who's like 6'5" with a real long reach. We're standing by the aisle, and then they announce, "Now the moment you've all been waiting for." And the crowd loses their mind. We're like, "Whoa!"
Oh yeah.
And right when he said that, they started playing the Baywatch drums.
Right.
So it comes on, and so we're waiting for him to go on the stage, but he was coming down from the top and going to run through the aisle. So when they yelled his name, David Hasselhoff, my buddy threw his long-ass arms out as far as he could.
Oh, no, he didn't clothesline, did he?
Punching Hasselhoff right in the face. The Hoff ducks under his punch, spins around, looks at us, rips his shirt open, does a leg kick, and goes, "Pa-pow!" And still, to this day, it's the greatest moment of my entire life.
And you were there to see it.
Oh, it was wonderful, 1 foot away. And then we were just yelling out and heckling him as he was doing like Bruce Springsteen, like talks. It was
Right.
so great. He's like, some of you probably don't recognize me with my shirt on. I'm yelling, take it off. And he's just all quiet. And then one lady turned to me and goes, we're trying to enjoy the show. And I'm like, seriously? No, yeah.
Then why are you here?
Like, but, yeah, no, I figured everyone would go to make fun of. They're like, no, we love this.
Oh.
He sang Ride, Sally, Ride 3 different times.
Oh my God. Different languages?
No, in the same version. Didn't even do different. That was like his go-to. Ride, Sally, Ride was his big number.
Oh God. That's his show closer, yeah.
It was the second song he sang. He sang it in the middle, and then he sang. I think he did encore with it.
Right.
And they just danced around the Ride, Sally. I don't remember him with that tie into that song. But he loves
I guess Sally was a good ride.
Maybe he bought stock. Yeah.
Maybe he did. Maybe it's like a bet. You know, every time I sing Ride, Sally, Ride, I make $3,000.
AJ, where can people follow you, listen to you, all that stuff?
What's that?
Plug yourself. Where can people listen to you, follow you, all that?
Well, of course, Chaz and AJ in the morning on PLR, 91 PLR. Also, we're on 95.9 The Fox, Monday through Friday from 5:30 to 10. You got the Stand Up for Veterans virtual comedy show going on the 25th of June, coming next Thursday, as a matter of fact. As far as comedy goes, I mean, nothing going on right now, but just go to my Facebook page, AJ Man, and I'll have things posted.
We got to get something together. You and I got to do a show together.
Yes.
And make that happen.
Absolutely.
Soon. I'll start looking around. We'll have some fun.
Absolutely.
I'm even putting it out there to people now. We'll both do it. No one's making money anyway. We'll do it for a cause. You want to do it for a cause? We need to get the rust off.
Absolutely. We'll do it.
We'll do something. So, hey, man,
Sounds
thank
good.
you so much for doing it.
Thank you, man. Good talking to you.